What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Dubstar, and we're returning to Make It Better 2000. Thank you again to Phil. And the next track is Arc of Fire, a very dramatic and poetic sounding title. An arc suggests not only the visual shape of an arc, which I think is technically parabolic, but a passage of time, a sequence with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and perhaps a different ending point than the location, whether that's more literal or figurative, than the start. Fire, something which consumes, something which is destructive, but also can be a renewing force. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of potential in the track title, though I don't quite know what to make of it. I would expect it to be nuanced, complicated, and maybe a bit dark, given what I've heard from Dubstar. So let's give it a listen. This is Dubstar. The track is Arc of Fire, and it's from their 2000 album, Make It Better. Oof.
We are the crime of age.
favorites. It's interesting. I've talked a lot, and I know both Mark and Phil have talked about the way some of their tracks have a lyrical or thematic darkness, even if you wouldn't necessarily think that upon a first hearing of the sonics and the vocals. This one was different. This one had a gritty intensity, a metallic and raw punch to it. It had a lot of percussive power. It was very gritty and grinding in some of the sonics, even if the chorus had a bit more brightness. Now it's interesting, I actually heard the verses more clearly than the chorus, though I do think a couple of the lines, it was like, take your fathers to the ocean, leave your hopes, I think. So I don't quite know what's happening in the chorus, but certainly the verses speak to a very pessimistic or indeed lifeless perception of the world, of the human condition. It feels like there's a real fire destroyed or swept through character to what is being described, but I really don't know what's happening in terms of the overall narrative. Some of it sounds prescriptive, again, take your fathers, to something that's a command, a request, an entreaty, telling people what should be done. Leave your hopes, same thing. So yes, it feels dark and heavy thematically, but the sonics gave that type of atmosphere. There wasn't that contrast or that contradiction or dichotomy to the sonics related to the lyrics as I caught it, but it really hit me sonically and emotionally on a very visceral level. So yeah, that's one of my favorites, even if I have no clue, or at least not a good clue, about what the ultimate meaning is. I enjoy her vocals. It got very intense and discordant and overlapping, I think even vocally, but certainly sonically it got very wicked and uncomfortable by the end of the tune in a good way. So yeah, that's a top tier tune. Really enjoyed that one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.